In the previous video we had talked about the different interconversion of states of matter, and we had also discussed about the scales of temperature, degree Celsius, Fahrenheit and Kelvin. Now in this video we are going to study about one more thing that I said in the previous video, that how do we change the state of matter from a solid to gas directly without coming to the liquid state. Now the answer to this lies in the concept of sublimation. Now what is sublimation? Sublimation is basically the process in which the solid changes directly to the gaseous state without coming to the liquid state in between. It is not going up like this. That means it is not going to the liquid state, then to the liquid, and then to the gas. It is directly following the path from solid to gas without coming to the liquid state. Similarly, just the opposite, when a gas is converted directly into a solid without coming to the liquid state is known as sublimation. Now these two processes can be done by heating or cooling. For example, when you go from a solid to gas directly, you need to heat it up, and when you go from gas to solid, you need to cool it down. But we need to make sure that it does not come into the liquid state in between. Now we'll also talk about which substances are there which have this capability to sublime, because not all substances can sublime. But let us see and understand this with the help of one example first. Now in this setup that you will see over here, we have taken in a china dish ammonium chloride salt. Ammonium chloride salt is chemically written as this. However, we will be learning to write the formulas much later in chapter 4. But as for now, you need to focus on that. In this china dish, we have taken ammonium chloride salt. It's a chemical basically. And we have placed an inverted funnel on it. Inverted funnel basically means funnel को उल्टा करके रख देना. And we have plugged a cotton at the mouth of this funnel so that the fumes does not escape out. Now what happens is, when you start heating up this compound, this solid does not melt to give you liquid. No, it directly changes up to the gaseous form. That means ammonium chloride vapors are formed. So can you see these small lines that they have shown over here? These are the ammonium chloride vapors. So ammonium chloride is one substance which can sublime. It can change directly into the gaseous form. Now if you see over here, this top region of the funnel is comparatively cooler in comparison to this place. So what happens is, when these vapors they reach up over here, this part is much cool. As a result, it gets condensed back to solid. Now again, it does not reach or does not go through the liquid state. It directly changes back to solid. So ammonium chloride solid is formed again at the top of the funnel. So ammonium chloride is one such substance that can sublime, either change from solid to gas or gas to solid without coming to the liquid state. Now some very common examples which you can find at your home is camphor, which is basically kapoor, जो घर पे usually use किया जाता है. That is one such example of daily life which can sublime. Then you might have seen naphthalene balls in your bathroom or storerooms. They can also sublime. Have you seen they get disappeared over time? Where do they actually go? They actually sublime and change directly into the gaseous form. Ammonium chloride we have just discussed, and there is one more thing, dry ice, which is known as solid CO2, that is carbon dioxide. We will study about this in the upcoming slides specifically. But the question is, which substances can sublime? Now only those substances can sublime whose vapor pressure becomes equal to atmospheric pressure much before their melting point. Only those substances can sublime. अगर इसे बहुत सिंपल तरीकों में बोले तो ये हो जाएगा कि कोई भी सॉलिड मेल्ट होने से पहले जो इवेपोरेट होने की capability रखता है, that substances can sublime. So those substances whose vapor pressure become equal to atmospheric pressure. This is the condition basically when anything evaporates. So when your evaporation is happening much before the melting, it means that substance is going to sublime. Now let us talk about dry ice. Now see, this picture looks very beautiful, right? Actually dry ice is a very cool thing to view. Now what is this thing basically? Now this dry ice is chemically solid carbon dioxide. That means it is just carbon dioxide only, but in the form of solid state of matter. So this dry ice also has this ability to sublime, but the condition is slightly different. What happens is when it is in the form of dry ice or when it is in the form of solid state, and suppose if we decrease the pressure even up to 1 atmosphere, it immediately changes up to the gaseous carbon dioxide. That means gaseous form of carbon dioxide. And when we again increase or put more pressure onto this gas, it will immediately change to solid form, not the liquid form. So carbon dioxide, solid carbon dioxide is known as dry ice. Now why specifically it is known as dry ice? Because unlike the normal ordinary ice, it does not wet the surface. And how will it even wet the surface? Because in order to wet the surface, it has to come in the liquid form. But dry ice is not coming in the liquid form, it is directly changing up into the gaseous form. So this is basically dry ice. Now let us talk about the final interconversion triangle. In the previous video we had talked about few interconversion, and with this video the final triangle is complete. That means solid, liquid and gases can be interconverted into each other with these processes. Solid to liquid, it is fusion or melting. Just the opposite is solidification or freezing. Similarly, from liquid to gaseous form, it is vaporization, and just the opposite, it is condensation. And solid to gas without coming to the liquid state is known as sublimation. And sometimes the process of change of matter from gas to solid, sometimes it is also known as deposition, but we can also say it as sublimation. That is also correct. Okay, now this is one part that I had talked about in the previous video, that any change in the state of matter can be brought about two things. What were those two things? Number one was by the change in temperature, and second was by the change in pressure. So let us now discuss this second part, that how do we change it by changing the pressure. Now if you see here, I have taken three chambers or basically jars in which gas is kept. Now in this first chamber there is a piston used over here in order to push it down. So when you basically pushing it down, you are increasing what? You're increasing the pressure over here. So when you're increasing the pressure, the piston is going down. These particles over here, they start coming more close to each other, and obviously when the particles will come more close to each other, the forces of attraction between them will start increasing. And when these forces of attraction they increase beyond a certain limit, that the gas changes up into the liquid form. In fact, this is a very common phenomena, common process that is used up in industries and all. For example, you might have heard about CNG and LPG. These are the gases that are being produced, and they are transported in the liquid form. If you had heard about LPG, that is liquefied petroleum gas. That is, the gas has been converted into the liquid form. And how is it converted? By increasing the pressure. Now what will happen if I increase the pressure in this case also? The particles over here will come even more close, and what will happen then? the force of attraction will increase even and even more, such that the liquid changes up into solid. So by increasing the pressure, what are we basically doing? We are bringing these particles closer, and when the particles are coming closer, forces of attraction are increasing. This can also be done by decreasing of temperature. What will happen when you decrease the temperature? When you decrease the temperature, the particles will have less energy to move, and when they have less energy to move, they will start coming closer, and it will change into liquid and further change into solid. So the two very common ways which are used to liquefy any gas are: number 1, by increase in pressure, and by decrease in temperature. What are these two phenomena doing? In both of these ways, the particles that were much far away, they start coming closer to each other, and as a result, when the particles become close, the forces of attraction between these particles increases, and hence the state of matter changes from gas to liquid and eventually solid. But here we are specifically talking about only from the gas to liquid. So that can be done in two ways: number 1, by the increase in pressure, and by the decrease in temperature. So these are the main two ways to liquefy a gas. And now, till now, we have discussed about the full interconversion triangle between the states of matter, that how can we convert a solid into liquid, liquid into gas, a gas into solid, and so on. So do revise what all concepts we have done and go through the important topics. Thank you.